Social Media Masterclass. This is Renee Tompkins from the Lair Social Media Department. We have a great class scheduled for you today and lots of great content. So in today's class, we'll be going over how to start networking on social media, tips to elevate your social media interaction and engagement, how to get more listings and clients using social media, and ways you may potentially be turning off your followers as well. And as well as what every agent needs to know about social media and mindsets for success, as well as recommended reading. As you all know, I'm a book nerd, a book freak, whatever you want to call it. And so I do have a good book to share with you. All right. Expectations for today's class is that you interact, ask questions, take notes, build action items, build to-dos, work to build systems around some of the invaluable trainings today, commit to making changes, and maintain a growth mindset. So lots of reasons to take good notes today. First, we'll be going over how to start networking on social media. We're going to focus primarily on networking with people within the real estate industry. So one thing to remember is as you're building your business, especially on social media, networking is crucial to your success. It's really the cornerstone of building a successful real estate business. Building a list of your sphere influencers from your real estate industry is crucial. People that you network with as part of the real estate industry, they can give you advice, they can give you tips and tricks, recommendations. They can help support your business, and also it can lead to future referrals. So, and these are considered your peers. So that said, who are some of your real estate peers? When we think about, people who can potentially provide business to us, I think most agents think of their past clients, people they know. But there's so many people in the real estate industry that we may not be tapping into. So here's just a snippet of some of those people. Forgive my voice, I'm wrapping up a cold again. But anyway, so other real estate agents, anybody you're in a transaction with, even if the transaction doesn't close, if you've built rapport with that other agent, that's a peer. Title companies, attorneys, paralegals, and their admins. We do a lot of business with some great attorneys who have some rock star paralegals and admins in their offices. Tap into that, build relationships with them. Lenders and their teams, not just the lender, but maybe someone in the underwriting department that is, who's been reaching out to you for help or with questions. Build a relationship with that person. Anybody you're connecting with is a potential for future business, but always keep that mindset going. Like every single person you're talking to and interacting with, everyone. I know today we're focusing on the real estate connections through social media, but really everybody that you have an opportunity to connect with, whether that transaction closes or not, is a connection and someone you can build a relationship with for, potential future business. Appraisers, insurance agents, I mean, the list goes on. And if you're a new agent and you're working to build these lists, ask agents in your office, in your brokerage that you know, who are you using, and make connections. And so what's your WIFM to build relationships with your peers? This is a term that I use and love. If you aren't familiar with it, a WIFM is a what's in it for me. So what's in it for me to build relationships with your peers, your real estate peers, is you have a trusted relationship, and that's number one. Priority service in some cases, perhaps discounted rates. They could sponsor events and promotions for you, learning and education opportunities, as well as endless referral potential. So let's back up and talk a bit just about some of these. Trusted relationships is huge. I mean, especially like when it comes to a home inspector. When you have a home inspector that you've worked with, that you trust, that not to blow up your deal, not to be an alarmist, that's someone you're confident recommending. Excuse me. And in those cases, as you provide that inspector with more service, you may get priority service. I know I have, and many people on my team have as well too. Discounted rates. We just sold our own home in Massachusetts, and some of the providers that I have used in the past graciously offered to discount their rates for me on my own sale. So again, it came down to, because we had built that trusted relationship. Sponsorship of events and promotions. I've had buyer consults where I've had inspectors talk, attorneys talk, lenders talk, all of which gave of their time and even donated gift cards to the event. So these are things that happen when you build relationships with real estate peers. And then I've sold houses for several of the attorneys that I've used over the years. So again, don't let the business be the sole reason for building these relationships. But and we'll talk more about the law of reciprocity, because that certainly does come into it. But that's your WIFM for building relationships with your real estate peers. And so how do you network with companies and people online? Networking sounds so formal, right? Doesn't it sound, it just sounds like an obligation to give business. I'm not a huge fan of that term. Regardless, it's a thing, right? So how do you network with people and companies online? So this is all going to go into that law of reciprocity in a moment. But as you add, say, your preferred attorney, your inspector, your lender, add them as a friend, and then follow their page from your professional page, like and comment on their content. Give them a shout out. So when you close something, or somebody has helped you get a client under agreement, tag them in the post. Huge kudos to, Joe Schmo at ABC Lending, phenomenal job. Had my client, locked in at this great rate. Or, tell the success story as it's happening, but also after it closes. And then, as I said, tag them in post whenever appropriate. And then offer to interview them. People love an opportunity to talk about their business, talk about themselves, how they got started in the business, and share some success stories. So offer to interview them. You can easily interview somebody either at your office, at an agreed upon location, but you can do it on Zoom. You can all have Zoom for free. I believe it's like a 40 or 45 minute limit for sessions, but you can sign up for Zoom for free, and you can do a split screen interview with them. So, and this is an opportunity that you're helping them build their business. All you ask in return is that they share it and also tag you in the posts. So, and then you can also feature them on a Small Business Saturday post series, which you don't necessarily have to record on Saturdays. I know as real estate agents, we are busy on Saturdays. So record it like on a Wednesday and then post it on the Saturday. But perhaps do the interview, or maybe just showcase their office. And if it's a restaurant or something, showcase them on a Small Business Saturday series. And then ask them for their business cards. I know that's kind of old school right now, but people still have business cards. So it just shows, if anything, it shows your intention on helping them grow their business. I mean, we have in the Tewksbury Lair office, we have what's called a vendor board, and it's a large cork board of tons of business cards. And we always ask anybody that has been part of a transaction that has provided great service, or even just a local business, hey, can I have a small stack of your business cards? I'd love to put them on our vendor board that's in our conference room, where we have clients come in and out quite frequently. So again, it shows an interest in helping them grow. Even more reasons. You can host a vendor appreciation event. How many of us hold or know that agents are holding client appreciation events? And yes, do those things. But another idea would be to host a vendor appreciation. In our office, we have a concierge department, and right before the pandemic hit, we were planning to have a major concierge kickoff. And this was where everybody, all the vendors that were part of it, home inspectors, organizers, stagers, attorneys, lenders, I mean, all of it, landscapers, we were inviting them all in to take part of our concierge kickoff. So again, these are another huge bucket, if you will, of people that you can build serious relationships with. You can also co-sponsor drawings and events. An agent, a rock star agent on our team, you all probably know and love her, Julie Oakes. She sits in the Franklin office at Lair. She did an amazing thing when she was working to build our social media pages. She would have a drawing every month, and she'd record a video first off, and she'd say, for every like that you get me, or whatever the criteria was. And I know it was ultimately to get followers and fans of her page. Everybody's going to go into a drawing, and she tagged the co-host of the gift card. So, and she would say the gift card is being sponsored by ABC Lending. It could be a $50 gift card to a local restaurant, and then again, check into the restaurant. And she built her page. Like, she went from, I want to say she's got like 1,500 or even probably more followers on Instagram. And she had quite a following, and she still does. So again, what's in it for them to follow you? It makes it fun. It makes it interactive. At the same time, you're checking in and supporting other people who are supporting you, right? So that's a total win. We actually used to, at the results group, when we were working to build our page, we have, I want to say, over maybe 3,500 followers on our Facebook page, maybe 3,200. Anyway, what I would do is do just a quickie, a $10, a $15 Amazon, Amex, something generic gift card every Tuesday. So Tuesday was our weekly drawing. And I almost doubled the likes on that page, probably within about 6 months. It did take. And then I started having people contribute to the drawings. So the attorneys, the lenders, et cetera. And every week, I mean, we got up to, I want to say, close to 3,200 followers. I mean, that's not nothing, who are now seeing our content, and following us. So huge. That's huge to me. I love that. Another way you can is host a watch party. So if an inspector's out on the field and happens to have recorded or posted content, host a watch party, and then start a networking group. I have several agents on our team that host their own networking groups and are thriving and getting business as a result of these connections that they're making. Excuse me, but you can host this on Facebook. You can start a group on Facebook of other professionals, and it can start small just by posting inspirational content, Q&A, and then it can grow from there. So, and you can always take this off of social media and perhaps meet in person as well. So some ideas for you there. So let's talk about the law of reciprocity, which is huge. It is considered by many to be the most powerful law of human nature. That's like a bold statement. That's huge. And how many times has somebody done something for you, and it wasn't like you felt like you had to, but you just wanted to do something nice in return, right? You just want to, like giver's gain type thing. But again, and it's not about like, oh, I feel bad. Let me, that stuff's always going to happen. But I'm talking about just the general law of reciprocity. You just want to be nice in return. But when you take this and you apply it to growing your business, here's the thing: be authentic, right? Don't ever go into something with the sole purpose of getting business from somebody, because I don't think that's super authentic. Make it about the relationship first, and the business most likely will follow. That's what I always say, and it always has proven itself correct to me. So just be real with people, be authentic. Don't be phony, right? I think that's so important. All right, time to take some notes. Tips to elevate your social media interaction and engagement. Excuse me. Let's just say this, social media, how many times has Facebook changed things around on us? It's nuts, right? But that said, you got to know that social media is in a constant state of change, and you've got to keep ahead of it. You've got to dive in, and it's like the technology that some of us like, oh, no, social media is magic, right? Think of social media as a room full of people. I always say this, your friends list of 700, 3,000, however many friends you've got, 200, picture those people in a room waiting to hear what you have to say. And if you've got the mindset that says, no, I don't want to bother people, I don't want to come across this way, shut it down, right? Unless you are hurtful, saying something that's controversial, inappropriate, incorrect, all of those things aside, people want to hear what you have to say. So change your mindset if your mindset is one of those, I don't want to bother people. So I'm going to give you some tips on some engagement posts. These are just and these have worked for me. And I share these because it's funny. When I post this stuff, I do get responses. So that's why I want to share them with you. And I always preface, would you help me? Would you mind helping me out? I need your help, right? So again, this isn't going to be this type of post. You're not going to ask for help 8 times a day, right? You're going to post this perhaps once a week. But would you mind helping me out on this? What are your thoughts on this look? Be honest, right? So there's a touch of authenticity there, and you're asking for help. Here's one. What room do you guys spend the most time in? Yay or nay when it comes to the two-tone look, which is a thing. So again, you're asking for people, even if people give you just a reaction, they're interacting with you. They don't have to comment. They just have to interact. And there's a reason. Here's another one. It's the perfect end to a productive day. How do you prefer to unwind? By the fire pit or in the hot tub? Share in the comments. It's a fun post. I actually posted this, I want to say a year ago, and I had over like 70 people. I had messages. I had, oh my gosh, great post. So random, but fun. Again, I need your help. What do you think of this floor plan? Love it or leave it? Leave it in the comment or share it in the comments. So I want to say something about these pictures in a minute. One more. I have a serious question. And this is actually more specific related to real estate. How important is the location of a home to you? So be specific, meaning if the home had all the bells and whistles you wanted, checked off every single box, and you've been looking for a while, like paint the picture for them. But guess what? The location wasn't ideal. It wasn't in a town that had a really known to have a great school system. It was on a busy road. Maybe there's train tracks out back. Paint the picture for them. Share in the comments. I really want to know. Right? All right. So here's the intent around engagement posts, and something to be very mindful about. It increases brand awareness. It does help attract customers and build brand loyalty and makes you sound more authoritative. You're in the know, but please keep in mind, everybody out there on social media, and when I say everybody, let's talk about the realtor community, the real estate agents, everybody's sharing content, right? We're all sharing content. Where we may be lacking is we're not necessarily building the connections. And that's where I think as agents, sometimes there's a gap, a knowing doing gap is, well, I'm sharing the content, but we're not interacting and we're not looking at the friends list in front of us as a room full of people waiting to hear what we have to say. So if you walk into a room full of people and you just stand there in the corner with a pretty outfit on, which is your social media post, but you don't interact with anybody, what are the odds that you're going to leave that event having made any invaluable connections? Probably zero, right? Or pretty low. So you've got to really start looking at social media as an opportunity to network with the people on your friends list, connect, right? Without building these relationships, you're missing opportunities to build relationships that could lead to future business, right? Just, and don't look at that one friend as, well, that's one potential business. How many people does that person know? How many of you have gotten referrals from people, right? A lot of us, hopefully. What if you looked at every single person on your friends list on social media as a potential for referrals? And again, how many people do they know? It's endless. So there's real magic in social media that I think with a mindset shift, start being very purposeful and intentful on social media, and you'll notice your business shifting. Here's the engagement chain effect. And this is 100% legit. The more you engage with people, the more they'll see your posts, right? So every time you post something, say, and somebody comments on it, respond to them, because it's just going to keep showing up on the feed. The more you comment, the more your posts are on the feed. And the more they'll see your posts, the more likely you are to be top of mind. The more likely you are to be top of mind, the more likely you are to close business and get referrals as a result. Social media should be the biggest source of new business outside of your immediate sphere. But you're probably connected with them on social media, right? I mean, social media is like endless what you can do. So to build your business, it's really epic. So one thing is, when it comes to sharing those types of posts that ask for feedback, use professional quality images. They're just simply more eye-catching, and they're very, they're professional. They say, I'm a professional real estate agent. I'm asking for your opinion on this look. All of these images that I shared, I would say most of them, I wouldn't say all of them, but maybe all of them, excuse me, come from Pexels, Pixabay, and Unsplash. They all are free stock image sites. They do offer some images for pay, but you'll know which ones those are. But you can just simply download and upload, etc. All right, switching gears. How to get more listings and clients using social media. All right. Here's the question. The real big question is, really, when you come down to thinking about social media and building a business, you get to work from the comfort of your home without having to pay for leads, make cold calls, do mailings, knowing all the potential that there is to get business from social media and the ultimate ease in which you could make that happen. Would you shift into a more intentional mindset about building your business on social media when you were on social media? I mean, who would not, right? If somebody came to me and said, as a new agent, listen, I can tell you a surefire way how to build your business so you wouldn't have to pay referral fees, you wouldn't have to pay for leads, you wouldn't have to make cold calls or do mailings. And I'm not telling you not to do those things. I'm just saying, if you're building your business and you want to define what we call buckets of business building are, social media should be at the very top of that tier, right? So definitely want to be more, and knowing that, as I said, you want to be more intentful and mindful about your time on social media and make sure you're interacting with people. I'm going to give you 10 ways to get more listings and clients on social media. So you're going to want to take some notes or take some pictures. I got to take a little sip of my tea. All right. Number one, This is especially beneficial for new agents. If you don't have any business going on and you don't have a listing going on, you should be previewing properties out in the marketplace. And you can easily do that by going on the tours there, the monthly or weekly broker tours, broker open houses. You can just simply go to a open house. You can book a preview showing. So anyway, it's about you getting into a property and asking with the permission of the listing agent if you can do a video walkthrough for your potential clients. You want to help them sell the property. I don't know of any agent that would say no to that, although the sellers may. So always ask. But anyway, once you have the go ahead, you can record your property previews, check into the town. So I'll use Tewksbury as an example. You're in Tewksbury. Hey, everybody, Renee Tompkins with Lair Realty Partners today. I'm at 123 Main Street, and I'd like to show you this fabulous new listing. You're not saying it's yours, or this new listing that became available this week. It's on the market. Let's take a look. And then you do your video, you flip your phone, your camera, and you do your video walkthrough. I would say you could do it as a record it and share it later, or even just go live and do it. One tip before you do this, though, do your own walkthrough of the house before you start recording. Make sure all the lights are on. If you have really clunky like heels on that are obnoxiously loud on the wood floors, take them off. It's distracting. Make sure the house is camera ready, and then go for it, right? Invite your audience to share questions and book showings. I mean, this shows you are out in the field previewing inventory for the world's best clients and inviting people to connect with you, right? This is a great way for, especially for new agents. I mean, be all over this one. Number two, share the monthly market updates in the town that you want to grow in, and check into that town on your phone. And I see, I have to say, these are newly formatted. I think they look amazing. Be consistent. Don't just share them for like a month or two and then fall off. Put this on your calendar. Get your phone out, get your written calendar out. Put this stuff on your calendar, right? So make sure that it's like the 15th of every month or the 10th of every month, whenever. And make sure you're filling out the Lair agents are filling out that form. And I'll post it for you as a reminder in the Lions Den group and the Roar group as a reminder to, hey, get your market updates out there. This shows you are in the know of to what's happening, that you are in those towns because you're checking in as well. And consistent. Again, be consistent and read them yourselves. Make sure you're not just sharing them, but read them so you are in the pulse of what's happening in the town. Here's another thing: share your successes. I can't stress this enough. You're not showing off. You're not being boastful. You're legit sharing a success story. So if you have a review, share it. Get it out there. If it's on Zillow, if it's on Google, if it's wherever. Share it. If you want us to craft a branded piece for you like this, we don't customize the template for you, but we will provide this or something very similar to this. Send your request over and we will format it in these templates for you. If you have your own template, go for it. But get it out there, share it. And again, you're not being boastful. Just like anybody, if you are a consumer and wouldn't you want to read somebody's reviews about perhaps hiring them or doing business with them or buying their product? Reviews are huge. So, and I could go on about it. I'll just say this one more thing. One of the agents on our team, another rock star, she does a year-end review contest, or and she does it so like everybody that hasn't submitted a review yet, or maybe submitted just one on Zillow, but she also wants to have those reviews on other platforms, Google, Yelp, whatever. She invites them to this contest, and everybody that's part of it, and she draws on camera. Thank you for the reviews, everyone. There were, say, 25 of you that submitted reviews. out of that hat, here's the winner. And she sends them a beautiful gift bag or a gift basket. So again, and people look forward to it, right? So this is an event. She makes it an event. She gives a preview. Hey, my drawing's coming up. Just want to remind everybody to get their reviews in 2 weeks prior. Just a reminder, 2 weeks left to get your reviews in. And then day of, it's like a big thing. So treat it that way, right? If you want people to get excited about something, you've got to be equally excited. You've got to be that, yes, this is huge. Come on, guys, take advantage of this. I'm giving away this astronomical wine and cheese basket or whatever you're doing. I mean, you've got to command the excitement. You've got to be the excitement you want to command is what I guess I'm trying to say. Be in it. All right. This was on my last month's training, and I can't stress this enough. Get good at storytelling. And I don't mean lying storytelling. I mean, tap into the emotions of every transaction and learn to talk about it in a way that is heartfelt, genuine, and moving. I have done this several times, and every time I've done it, I've gotten business from it, right? So yes, not every transaction is moving. Sometimes things are just stressful. I don't know that I would tap into that side of it. I would really just tap into the stories that would move people emotionally to want to do business with you, right? So definitely get good at storytelling and talk about how things feel. That is really where the emotions are. Don't just state facts. Talk about how it felt and how the client felt, the elation, the joy, right? The tears, the happy tears. Better yet, get it on video or camera. I mean, that's a total win for you, but get good at storytelling. All right. This is something that I think agents shy away from because they don't want to be too pushy. And again, that's another conversation for another day, but I would ask your connections for their email addresses so that you can send them invaluable email tips on home ownership, home buying, home selling. You've got the Lair agents have their exact CRMs that come with an automated newsletter. You can tweak it. You can make your own. You can even send stuff outside of it. I mean, it's epic what you can do. So again, take the connection maybe a step further and get them in your database and stay connected that way. And then here's huge is thank people for supporting your business. So meaning even if it's just liking your page, okay. I used to send out just $5 Starbucks gift cards. And it would just say with a little card that I made, like box a card from Amazon or something that said, thanks a latte. And then in the note, thanks a lot for supporting my business. It means so much. Enjoy a drink on me. Something small, but they were like $5. You think I would have sent them $30, $40, right? They were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. They ended up tagging me in the post, thanking me publicly on social media. No big deal, right? But just something that was sincere. I sincerely thank you for liking and supporting my business. It doesn't mean that you've got to send out 35, you got 35 likes, you got to send, no, it's random. You know, maybe you don't base it on the fact that somebody liked your page. I'm saying that could be the small act that you appreciate, but maybe it's somebody like a locksmith that saved the day, or somebody that, a landscaper who got your listing plowed out. Send them something. Right? Thank them. Again, it's all about the connections and not just looking at that one person and saying, excuse me, looking at one person and thinking one source of business. No, you got to look at that one person and see a long list of people standing behind every single person on your friends list, because people know people, right? I hope everybody in New England is staying warm today and having some tea or coffee with me and enjoying this session. All right. Another thing you can do is ask for co-sponsors on these gift cards. Like I said earlier, if they get to a point where you're doing $5 gift card, but you're doing it every week, maybe you do ask for a co-sponsor, or maybe you want to up and say, I don't want to do $5 a week. I want to do $50 a month, one $50 gift card to make it more, maybe you have somebody who's contributing 25 of that 50. Here's one. Create an event on social media at your listing and go live. So perhaps this is before the actual listing goes live. This is a coming soon. Obviously, you have to have the coming soon paperwork filled out, because you are in essence sort of marketing the property, if you will. But again, give everybody on your friends list a sneak peek of a listing, and have a drawing at the listing, right? And you pick the winner at the event. Pro tips, like this is we've done this. So this is stuff that I'm sharing with you that I know works. In addition to having a lender, have a face painter, if it's in the summer, have a barbecue thing going outside. Once I had a pianist, I had a poet even. So these are things that you can do to like really make a creative event of your open house. And what does that say about the neighbor? Like, what does that say about your creativity and out of the box thinking? The neighborhood is going to be like, wow. And make sure you're inviting. Maybe you invite the neighbors to a wine and cheese event. These especially are great in condo communities or cul-de-sac communities that where it's actually like you get that it's a neighborhood vibe. These are like, tap into that. As soon as you get a listing and that you've got, you're under contract, you've got a listing signed with somebody, go get flyers out, make calls, and have an event, and obviously with the permission of the sellers. But this is an amazing opportunity for you to turn one into like maybe 3 or 4 pieces of business, if not more. It's endless. So the most business I think I got from one open house I hosted was 5. I closed 5 additional pieces of business from one open house. So be all over this stuff. I'm telling you, it works. Get comfortable being on camera. And let me just say this. I'm not naturally comfortable on camera, but would you know that now? Here's the thing. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and the less you care about the clunky piece of equipment in front of you, how your voice sounds, how you look. You just stop and you just get going with it. So get comfortable posting stuff by video, whether you're going live or you're doing a recorded session. Get over yourself pretty much about that. Content suggestions. These actually, some of this comes from either NAR or MAR. But what repairs should I consider before listing? When's the best time to list? Low cost updates that have the biggest ROI. What costs are associated with selling? So curb appeal, why is it such a big deal, especially in the winter, right? I mean, it's a big deal. So, and needing help, reach out. All right, this is something that I actually started doing years ago, and check into various towns that you want to grow your business in, not simultaneously, but you're checking into Reading, you're checking into Burlington, you're checking into Leominster, wherever. Check into a town, and it's a great day to be selling real estate in Reading, in Leominster, in Tewksbury, wherever you are, and then add an emotion. Because when you do that, your friends will see Jill's in Reading and she's excited. What's Jill excited about, right? So again, more reason to connect. Last tip is get involved with your community. Anytime they're having any type of events or fairs, see if there's tables available that you can rent. You can sponsor a sports league. You can volunteer at a local food pantry. There's tons of ways to help promote local businesses. You can do a 10 photos in 10 days of the town, or you can make it a 30 photo, 30-day thing. Attend town meetings, become present in the town, and then check in each time, use your emotions, and add photos or videos. Excuse me. Oh, the holiday fairs. I mean, even if what we did a few years back was Tewksbury had a tree lighting. So we made sure we had a table at that. We provided hot chocolate and candy canes or something to everyone there. And we were all over social media about it. So again, any opportunity to get in front of people, that's what you're doing. And be very grateful for it. It's awesome. All right, a couple ways that you might actually be turning your people off. We'll talk about some of this, but constantly asking for likes and followers. I would, and this is publicly, right? You're publicly asking. If anything, maybe you want to start private messaging people and asking them to follow you instead of always putting it out there on your page. Maybe asking people individually with a more authentic message, asking, would you mind helping me? I'm growing my page and would honestly truly be honored if you would follow it. Here's the link. Thank you so much. By the way, how are you? How's life treating you? And then asking people to like your page right after you add them as a friend. Don't do that. That to me is like all I want to connect for you. The only reason I'm connecting with you is for you to like my page. And it is a turnoff. I will tell you that right now. So don't do that. Make it about the relationship first is what I always say. And trust me, at some point, you'll know when to ask them to follow your page. And then DMing them, direct messaging them before you even built any rapport with them on the standard feed. So I don't know that I would do that unless you've got a mutual connection and you've got a reason to reach out. And then making everything all about you. I think as you're building real estate business, yes, we do want to flaunt the success, share the success stories, 100%. That is huge. But also make it about the client, about, paint more of the picture about the client. And yes, you helping them, but what it felt like for them to achieve their goal. Judging others, don't do that. Belittling other professionals on social media, again, stay away from it. Coming across too arrogant, filling your feed with gaming posts. What is that game everybody's playing? What that says to me is that's what you're doing. That's what your time is. And again, and that's cool. If you aren't really looking to build your business on social media, that's probably a good way to go then if that's what you want to do. But if I'm looking to build my business on social media, that's not really what I want on my feed. Inappropriate posts or comments, you can define that yourself. Unprofessional, unflattering photos. Maybe you got some photos of some dirty martinis and a big old party in back of you and you're not looking too sober. Maybe that's not something you want out there. Political posts. I know we all have them. We all have opinions, but I don't know that social media is the place if you're looking to grow your business. Controversial religious posts, definitely not. Negative comments about communities, stay away from it. Excessive alcohol posts, not professional. Anything negative and sarcastic about the job. So I know there's plenty of pages out there about social media real estate memes. Got to be very mindful about that. Understand that everybody on your friends list is silently interviewing you for potential business or referrals. And if you think that way about your friends list, then always think twice about posting stuff like that. Excuse me. Ignoring comments or not interacting, always follow up. Even if it takes you a bit to get back to somebody, follow up. And then posting false information, not credible. You won't be seen as credible in that instance. So what you need to know about social media. Authenticity is vital to building your brand. Like, as I said earlier, don't go after people with the sole intent of getting business from them. You're going to be disappointed. You'll stop, you'll flounder, and that will be that. Don't do that. be authentic. Come from contribution is what I always say. Be of value. Sharing success stories and building trust with social media is crucial to connecting and growing your brand. Don't shy away from social media. If you are, you're in essence walking away. You're closing the door from that room full of 750 people. I'll pay for leads instead. Okay. Go for it. If that's how you want to build your business, but think about it logically. Bottom line, don't share content. You need to connect with people. So the content that we provide is dynamic, right? So you're sharing that, and those are, I always say, those are great sort of gap fillers that all agents need, right? The alternative is if you're on social media 7 days a week, 300, constantly inundating the feed with stuff, that's a turn off too, because that says, well, wait, aren't you busy? Aren't you working? Where are you helping clients? So again, these pieces are crucial for content fillers, as I call them, but you really need to connect with people, right? So don't just share this content, because that's really half of it, not even half of it. You really got to be out there connecting with people, doing your videos, sharing your heartfelt stories. That's where the magic is on social media, right? It's, again, picture yourself walking into this room and being very generic. Well, yes, the market. We just had 12 new listings, and it's going, it's moving, right? Or you could say, oh my gosh, I've been, let me tell you about the transaction that I just had. Oh my, and then put some emotion into it, right? So what do you think? Again, the social media pieces are important. They're there for you to help free up your time so you have time to connect and build. That's the magic of those pieces that you definitely want to be tapping into. If you share them like they're built to be shared, quick and easy, no time filler, you can customize them, but if you want to take time to do that, that's cool. But again, they're designed so that you can just post and go. And while you're going, right, you're sitting and you're at your workstation, you're at your home office, wherever you're at, you now have time to focus to who do I want to connect with today? That's what those pieces do for you. They free you up and still make you look good. But now you got time to think, who do I want to connect with today? Who can I help today? Social mindsets for success. So I will make a book recommendation in a bit, but a lot of this comes from the book I'm going to recommend to you today. And that's focus. Instead of focusing on the goal, focus on the person you want to be, and then design the habits around that, right? So when I decided to get healthy, I said, what does a healthy person look like? Like if I just set the goal to be healthy, and by the way, I'll share a quick story. I ran a 5K once. I set the goal. I used the Couch to 5K app, and I did it. It took me a bit longer than it should have, but I did it. And then I stopped once I did it because I was so uber focused on the goal. And once I achieved the goal, now what? I mean, now I look back and said, well, I should have gone on to a 10K app or whatever. But at the time I didn't, because I was so focused on just achieving the goal. And once I did, that was it. So now I say, let's back up. It's fine to have a goal because the goal is going to help you shape everything around it. But really what you want to do is look at the type of person that is. So start thinking of yourself as a success on social media, and your actions will start aligning with that. And yeah, maybe sometimes you have to back up because you're getting distracted. You're down a rabbit hole of politics and shopping and all this stuff that you're like, wait a minute. And as I said in one of my first trainings, back up from that and don't judge yourself. Just back up and get back on track. That's it. And when I say back on track, I mean with intentionally connecting with people authentically, right? Envision yourself as a success on social media and you will align with that. Focus, excuse me, your focus should always be on the type of person you want to be rather than the specific reaction you want to achieve. So even if you're posting stuff and you're not getting a lot of reactions, doesn't mean the post is not effective. That's another thing. Get out of that mindset. How many times have I posted something and maybe gotten 1 or 2 likes, but gotten like 3 messages? Maybe you don't get any messages, but maybe the next time you post, you will. So again, don't judge any post by the specific reaction. Just keep going. And then don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's situation is different, meaning, a lot of agents are doing a lot of business. If you're still in the business building mode, try to, again, remember, don't compare your beginning or middle to someone's, higher level. And then avoid labeling yourself as being anything that doesn't contribute to your growth. Don't say to yourself, oh, I'm so bad with social media. I can't do this. I can't do that. Stop. Just stop. And again, can recognize where you're at and then work to get back to where you want to be by aligning yourself with the behaviors that contribute to growth versus that have you stuck in a lack mindset. And then use phrases such as I am, use phrases such as I am. So instead of saying like I'm working or I'm trying this. No, I'm working on building. You're not trying anything. You're working on building, right? So try, should, no, you are, and you will. Those project certainty. And then don't worry about what others think of you while you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. And I'll just back up a second and elaborate on this. Go back to my previous screen where I said, again, ask yourself, is it illegal? Hopefully not. Is it immoral? Is it hurtful in any way, shape, or form? Who could possibly be hurt by this post? Again, watch those types. But if you're just worried, like, I don't want to, I posted a video yesterday. Well, of course, post another one. Why not? Think of everybody. Here's a mental trick that I used to play on myself when I would fall into that pattern of like doubting myself, a self-doubt pattern. I used to say to myself, because I did some sales coaching back in the day, and I used to say, okay, what if this guy is actually a sales coach and he's testing me right now? Right. So I would think of my social media audience full of sales coaches who are testing me, right? What would they do? Who are the thrivers? What are they doing? Right. All right. Make sure your content is always valuable, helpful, informative, inspiring, motivating, consistent, factual, prompt, and timely. And that's a lot of what's in the weekly social media at Lair. You're getting all of this stuff, DONE, done for you, which frees up your time to be more intentful and mindful on social media, right? So you guys, like I said, you can customize them, go do your thing if that's what you want to do, but they're designed to post and go. And now you have time to amp it up, to make the connections, which can lead to so much more. I'm telling you, think again of your social media friends list as a room full of people waiting to hear what you have to say. It's magic. Okay, wrapping up. This book is just full of goodness, and I haven't finished it yet, but I absolutely love this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. He's also got an Instagram page, probably a Facebook page as well. Follow him rather. Definitely a great book to read. And this will help you really understand human behavior. It doesn't have anything to do with social media per se, but it has a lot to do with human behavior, which in turn will certainly help you thrive on social media. Q&A at all? Anybody? Am I early?
Let's see. Okay, Yolanda, you can speak.
Hi, I
Hey.
just had a question on where do we get the let me see, I wrote it down. The market, oh, that's not it. The market statistics you were talking about?
So yes, you're going to email, there's a form that we'll make sure I'll email it. What's your last name?
Medeiros.
Okay, I'll email you a link to the form, but it's also, I had posted it, I want to say maybe a week ago, a few days ago in the Lion's Den group.
Oh,
When
okay.
I shared the pictures of the, there's one for Lair Bowen and one for New England market updates. So if you email the form over, it will ask you what towns or communities you want them to share on the, and they'll comprise it for you, and the Happy Agent team will send it back to you.
Okay. I got one more question.
Sure.
So I usually post the layer post. I post that on my professional page, and then
Yes.
I'll share that to my personal page. Do you recommend doing both, or just kind of stick with one or the other?
So let me ask you, if you could be more specific. How many likes or followers do you have on your professional page?
Right, for each.
Well,
Sometimes
say, like, just say Facebook.
per every time I post something.
No, like on your professional page, how many followers do you have?
Oh, I think like 20.
Okay. So, and you obviously, you probably have more than 20 friends, right?
Yes, on my personal one, which is private.
That's okay.
Mhm.
So yes, then you definitely want to be sharing to both. And in all honesty, I would share to both anyway, because again, I know a lot of agents think, well, I don't want to inundate. Nobody's inundating anybody. Trust me. The feed
Right.
is full of stuff. So do not worry about the fact that maybe somebody on your friends list sees you and your professional page sharing the same thing. I don't really think anybody's going to unfollow. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
Don't
right.
worry about that stuff. So yeah, share it, post it on your professional page, then share it to your personal.
Sure.
Or you can just simply share it share it individually both ways. But I think the more they see you linked from your professional page, and then, so I would set a goal for you. I would actually, if you've got 20 likes, I would ask you by the next session to get to 100. So we're going to be doing another social media training late in March. By then,
Okay.
I'm writing your name down, so you have to promise me.
Yep.
I'm challenging you to 100 likes total.
All right.
All right, I love it.
I will
Good
do
for
it.
you. I love it.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Anyone else?
Okay, so I added the link to the Layer Agent Services page where you can request the market snapshots. There's one for request marketing piece, and you'll see an icon that says request market snapshots. And that's how you can get there. Anyone else have a question? You can just type it in the chat, or if you want to speak, if you want to talk to Renee, you can, there's a little icon that says raise hand, and that lets me know that you want to speak. So go ahead. Anything?
I have 6 in my chat. Do you see that, Sergio?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think that's it. I'm not seeing any questions on Facebook either.
Good. Okay.
Okay, good.
Excellent class. Thanks for everybody for attending, and we will see you next month.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.